The entire NFL is in a state of profound shock right now. Shedeur Sanders has officially reunited with his father, the iconic Coach Prime, after absolutely everything Shedeur has been forced to endure, the unjust criticism, the manufactured drama, and all of the incessant noise. This moment feels distinctly different. It is palpably real, and the fans simply cannot stop talking about it. He is back in the familiar embrace of Colorado, and this time, it is not solely about football. It is about family and a profound sense of redemption. Following months of being dragged into controversies he did not deserve, Shedeur finally gets a genuine chance to breathe again. And let's be completely honest, seeing him and Coach Prime standing side by side once more, it just feels intrinsically right. Fans are already heralding this as the definitive start of his healing journey, a pivotal moment that holds the power to change everything.
As the Colorado Buffaloes get ready to play Arizona, there's a familiar face in town. I'm here to tell you, dog, Shedeur Sanders made his way back to Boulder. Now, many people have speculated that Shedeur might not return back to Boulder due to the simple fact that he was going to stay in Cleveland and possibly prepare to play.
Honestly, no one truly saw this coming. Shedeur Sanders has made his return to Colorado, back in the familiar comfort of home with his father, Coach Prime. From the very commencement of this NFL season, Shedeur's journey has been profoundly and unnecessarily chaotic. He transitioned from being the most talked about young quarterback prospect to a player who was benched, sidelined, and completely ignored. We have all witnessed him being dragged into controversies he never once asked for, and for what reason? Simply because Kevin Stefanski was incapable of handling his own self-inflicted mess. It all began the moment Stefanski decided to play manipulative games instead of focusing on football, systematically pushing Shedeur out of reps, disseminating lies about his injury, and actively undermining the potential of a player who just wanted to prove himself. Every single move since that point has been an unmitigated disaster, defined by confusing play calls, a complete lack of accountability, and a consistent pattern of blaming everyone else when things inevitably fell apart. Now that Shedeur has returned to Colorado, fans cannot help but feel that this is far more than just a simple visit. It is, unequivocally, a statement. He is back where the energy feels right, where people actually believe in him, and where he is not treated like some disposable rookie. Everyone saw how Stefanski's decisions were calculated not just to tear down the team's chemistry, but also Shedeur's confidence. And the absolute worst part, Stefanski never once owned up to it. He hid behind a wall of excuses while Shedeur was benched, and the team continued to lose miserably. Now, seeing him back beside Coach Prime, you cannot help but think that maybe this is exactly what he needed all along. Maybe he is finally done trying to prove anything to people who never valued him in the first place. But let's be real, what does this truly mean for the Browns now? Are they finally beginning to realize they have lost something significant, or will Stefanski continue to pretend that everything is perfectly under his control?
Am I coming to see you homecoming? Nah, I'm not coming to see you homecoming. I can't make it out there.
My name is...
I wish I could though, but it just can't happen. I got treatment out here. I can't be I gotta get ready. Big ready.
And this is precisely where the situation escalates into even crazier territory. Just a few days prior, in a Twitch video, Shedeur explicitly stated that he was not going back to the homecoming. He said it loud and clear. And yet, here we are. He is back. So, what fundamentally changed? Did he completely lose faith in everything that was happening around him? Did he return for healing, for a sense of peace, or perhaps for something even bigger? Or could this entire situation be merely temporary? Just a brief pause before he ultimately returns for the big game against the Jets. Kevin Stefanski is standing squarely in the middle of the absolute mess that he himself created. This man had everything he could possibly need right in front of him. A young quarterback possessing an innate fire, unwavering discipline, and leadership qualities written all over him. Yet somehow, Stefanski managed to squander it all away. Instead of building his team around Shedeur, he constructed walls, benched him, ignored his immense potential, and made some of the worst calls anyone could possibly make in a single season. He transformed a locker room brimming with talent into a confused, disconnected group that doesn't even seem to know what they are playing for anymore. Every single week, it's the exact same story: poor play calling, zero accountability, and then those same tired, dull excuses delivered at press conferences. The man is rapidly running out of people to blame. And now with Shedeur gone and the fans completely fed up, what is left? Empty stadium energy, visibly frustrated players, and a fan base that has completely ceased believing in his so-called system. Stefanski didn't just lose a quarterback, he lost the team, the trust, and any semblance of respect he once commanded. Now look at this. This is one of the definitive proofs that demonstrates how this entire mess was a deliberate, calculated attempt to keep Shedeur off the field. Stefanski tried to twist the narrative as if we were all incapable of seeing what was truly going on. He claimed that Shedeur came in on a Saturday with a back injury, and that they were hopeful he'd be able to suit up on Sunday. He then added how Shedeur went through pre-game warm-ups but ultimately didn't feel ready to play. It all sounded very nice and professional, didn't it? But this was the very same Stefanski who had been playing with words all season long, constantly talking about precaution, evaluation, day-to-day, and every other conceivable excuse he could conjure up just to justify keeping Shedeur off the field. What was particularly amusing was that in the very same breath, he admitted that Shedeur was getting better every single day. So, which was it, Kevin? Was he injured or was he improving? He couldn't keep running in circles and expect the fans not to notice. It was all far too convenient. The very moment the team's offense started to fall apart, suddenly, Shedeur wasn't ready. But when cameras captured him practicing and moving perfectly fine, it was complete radio silence. The truth was, Stefanski's entire narrative had begun to unravel, and this injury excuse looked more like a desperate cover-up than a genuine expression of concern. And this is where it got even more laughable, because right after Stefanski's carefully crafted statement, offensive coordinator Tommy Rees stepped up and completely exposed the glaring contradiction. He stated that Shedeur had been getting plenty of reps in practice, that he was active in walkthroughs, taking learning reps, and working through game plan plays, just not always with the first group. So, tell me, how did a player who was supposedly too injured to play suddenly possess the stamina to take multiple repetitions in practice? Either Shedeur was hurt or he was not. They simply could not have it both ways. Rees in essence confirmed what fans had been suspecting all along. This entire injury story was nothing more than a smokescreen. It was pure damage control from a coaching staff desperately trying to conceal its own poor decisions. Stefanski didn't bench Shedeur because of an injury. He benched him because he did not want to face the inevitable backlash from his own bad calls, and by now the cracks had already irrevocably shown. Anyways, this right here is a moment of pure unadulterated relief, not just for every Shedeur fan, but for Shedeur himself. After everything he has been put through this season, seeing him finally back with his family feels like a breath of fresh air. There is something so profoundly wholesome about it, something that reminds you of what truly matters beyond the game itself. He is smiling again, genuinely smiling, and that single act alone says more than any press conference ever could.
Why are you here? Why are you here?
I know you need your son. I know you need some love and
I know
affection.
you need your dad.
I know you need some love and affection.
You playing today? Look at your stuff on. You playing today?
I know you need some love and affection, dog. You do. I know. You do too. You do too. You do too. Prime time.
Barbecue. You need to stop.
I'm just chilling, man.
Barbecue.
Feel good. Put my feet back on this carpet, man.
The caption emblazoned on his Instagram post says it all. No matter the season had to pull up on Pops, family always stands together. That single line hits with profound depth. It is in essence his entire story encapsulated in a nutshell. Through all of the relentless noise and manufactured confusion, he chose to stand firmly with the people who have always unequivocally stood by him. This is more than a mere homecoming. It is a healing moment, one that fans can vicariously feel as well. Everyone is rooting for him, not just as as a player, but as a person who is finally receiving the warmth and love he so richly deserves. In a world that has been persistently trying to pull him down, this powerful reunion demonstrates that family remains his unshakable anchor, and honestly, that is the most beautiful thing about it. Shedeur Sanders' history with the state of Colorado has always been special. This is the very place where everything started for him, where he played under the tutelage of his father, Coach Prime, and meticulously built a formidable name for himself. When they first arrived in Colorado, the team was languishing, but Shedeur single-handedly brought life back to it. He played with the poise and precision of a seasoned pro and transformed every single game into an event that fans actually cared about. The palpable bond between him and Coach Prime was the undeniable highlight of that era, a father guiding his son while they collectively proved everyone wrong together. Shedeur didn't just play for statistics, he played to fundamentally change the entire culture, and the fans loved him for that. They witnessed how incredibly focused and hardworking he was, how much pride he took in representing the state of Colorado. This is where he learned what it truly means to lead, and it is where people first caught a glimpse of his real untapped potential. But Colorado was always more than just a place to play football for Shedeur. It was a home. He had built strong, enduring connections there with his teammates, the fans, and the wider community. Even when he departed for the NFL, he carried that same infectious energy and unwavering loyalty with him. That is precisely why his return now carries such immense significance. It's not just about visiting or taking pictures, it's about revisiting the very place where it all began. Being back there, surrounded by familiar faces, and reunited with his father, probably provides him with the profound sense of peace he has been so desperately missing. It is abundantly clear that no matter how far he ascends in his professional career, Colorado will always be the place that shaped him, the place that made him who he is. But there is a compelling reason why Shedeur's return holds such profound significance for the University of Colorado as well. The accompanying article makes it abundantly clear that ever since Shedeur's departure for the NFL, Colorado's quarterback situation has been an unmitigated mess. Caden Salter, the highly touted transfer from the Liberty Flames, has been unable to deliver what the fans expected, struggling with consistency and managing only a little over a 62% completion rate. Even Coach Prime himself admitted in an interview that it has been tumultuous, adjusting to life without Shedeur. The Buffaloes have been confronting one setback after another, from anemic offense to a mounting pile of injuries, and it has been starkly reflected in their overall performance. But when Shedeur returned, even for a brief period, the entire atmosphere completely transformed. The energy in Folsom Field was palpably back. It wasn't about numbers or statistics, it was about hope. Now looking at this, it is not difficult to understand why Shedeur's return means so much more than just a simple family visit. This is bigger than football. His mere presence alone brought a sense of unity and belief that no one else could possibly provide. It demonstrated that no matter how much talent you bring in from transfers or new recruits, some players just carry a different kind of impact, the kind that simply cannot be replaced. Shedeur was never just another quarterback for Colorado, he was the very heart of the program. The moment he stepped back onto that field, it wasn't just the fans who felt it, the team did too. It's clear that Colorado's struggles were not just about skill or strategy, they were about losing their emotional core. And when you think about it, maybe this visit was not random at all. Maybe Shedeur came back because he knew they desperately needed that boost. He saw the instability, the palpable frustration, and the evident loss of direction, and maybe deep down, he couldn't simply stand by and watch his father and his former team go through it all alone. His return gave everyone something to believe in again, even if it was just for a fleeting moment. Whether he stays for a longer duration or just came to recharge, one thing is certain, his presence completely changed the entire mood, and that alone powerfully demonstrates how incredibly strong his bond with Colorado truly is.
And there's Shedeur Sanders, who surprised Papa, making it in for the walk. Now, of course, with the Cleveland Browns.
And the absolute wildest part of all of this, the single element that had absolutely everyone talking, was the shirt Shedeur chose to wear on the sidelines. It boldly proclaimed, "The rejected will be respected," and honestly, that one singular line hit with more force than any touchdown he has ever thrown. It was not a mere fashion choice, it was a clear, audacious message delivered straight from the heart. You could viscerally feel the fire burning behind it. After everything he has been put through, being unceremoniously sidelined, dragged into fabricated injury narratives, and doubted by the very same people who once vociferously cheered for him, that shirt said it all, without him having to utter a single word. It was his quiet, calculated revenge, his definitive way of saying, "You did not break me, you just made me stronger." That powerful phrase instantly became the headline of the day because it so perfectly and succinctly summed up his entire journey from being summarily rejected to earning back the profound respect he always deserved. It was not arrogance, it was truth. Standing there, next to the imposing figure of Coach Prime, with that shirt on and that serene, calm look on his face, Shedeur did not need to say a single word. Everyone had already received the message, loud and clear. In the end, that single poignant moment said it all. Shedeur did not just return, he emphatically reminded everyone of precisely who he is and why he so richly deserves all the unwavering support he is currently receiving from both the fans and the astute analysts. If you are rooting for Shedeur's inevitable comeback, hit that like button, drop a comment, and subscribe for more updates. This story is just getting started. Now tell me, do you guys think it was a good decision for Shedeur to take a break from the Browns?